This conference will now be recorded.
Hello friends, welcome to bispsolutions.com. My name is Sumit and this is my another video in Qliksense Advanced Development, and the topic for today's video is how to create a branded KPI widget in Qliksense. What exactly do we mean by widgets and where are we going to use it? And what do we mean by KPI widgets? So basically widgets are the components which are used to customize the behavior and appearance of your sheet or ClickSense sheet and its visualizations. So for example, let me switch to my ClickSense instance and I'll tell you about widgets first. So that's a blank sheet I have created, and if I edit this, we have got couple of widgets. These all are components, these are charts, and we have bar chart, combo chart. These are pre-built widgets, or you can say these all are system widgets. But my objective is to create my own widget. Like we have a KPI, but in this KPI, I want to change the look and feel of this KPI, which is not possible. For example, if I want to change the font, or if I want to change the color, background color of this KPI, it's not possible because we don't have such property here. And also we cannot customize the existing widgets. Therefore, I decided to create the own custom KPI widgets, which is used or which can be used to change the appearance of the sheet and the visualization of ClickSense workbook and worksheets. So, in a simple language, widgets are simple apps, objects which are created using only two things, HTML and CSS. So we are going to learn how to create widgets, and for that you should have a QlikSense desktop install on your machine. Like as you can see, I already got QlikSense desktop installed on my on my system, and here we need to switch to QlikSense Dev Hub. And when you can see three dots are here, simple click on Dev Hub, and when you click on Dev Hub, it will redirect you to, or it will open a development environment or Dev Hub for QlikSense. So I click on Dev Hub, and as you can see, a new environment is open for QlikSense using our local machine. So that's a local host, port number 4848 and Dev Hub. Now this Dev Hub, using this Dev Hub, we can create widgets, we can create extensions. So to know more about extensions, you can go through my previous videos where I have explained, where I have demonstrated how to create custom extensions in QlikSense. So today we are going to discuss about widget. So you can see we have a widget editor, or we can go to widget libraries also. Widget libraries means it will give a list of widgets. So there is a widget, custom widget library. So let me delete this one. I'm going to create a fresh one. So let's have a look how to do that. And in order to create that, first of all, we need to create a new widget library. Click on plus, and I'll give name as BISP custom widget library, and click on create. So it will create a custom widget library to us. And now in this widget library, we can add more items. So there are no items right now. Okay, you can see this screen is divided into two parts. The first part is left side, where we get a list of all the widgets which are defined within this widget library. And on right side, we have placeholder where we can design our widget using HTML and CSS. So what I'm trying to do is I'm going to create a new widget. So first of all, I would be adding a new widget skeleton. So to add a new widget skeleton, I simple write here. So basically everything goes within division. So I create a division and I give this name as class is equal to frame. You can see a division is created, and if you want to preview this, so I select a batch and you can see it's a preview. So a division frame is created, and within this division frame I'm creating another division, and class is header. Now whatever classes I'm creating, for these classes, we are going to create a style sheet. So for example, I create a style for this frame. So this is a class is frame. So dot frame, and see, as soon as I'm start typing, it start giving me an error message that it's an invalid CSS. So it should be in a proper format. And here I said, let's say width is 100%, height is 100%, box sizing, border box, and you will also get help also, and overflow is hidden. So this is one frame we created. This is one class. Now if I want, I need to create a header class also. And to header class, I'll just move it up and I just create a header class. Header, that's a header class. And in this header class, there are certain properties which are common in both of them in all these style sheets. So I just copy that, and width, height. Okay, box, shadow, and overflow we don't require, but I required position, and I set position as absolute. It should be like this: position absolute, should not be in double quotes, my mistake. From top 0, and I set box shadow. So for box shadow, I set -1 px, 9 px. These all are styles which we wanted to set. Using these styles, we can control the visibility or graphics of a component or a widget. So 0 comma 0.75, and finally background, so 75, and finally background color as white. Now background color as white, everything is fine. And if you can see background color, that's a header, it's coming header. If it's a background color white, I say background color as yellow. You can see that it's changing. So we have yellow, green. So it depends what kind of color do we want. So I want background color to be white. So that's a background color I set for this particular style for this class. Now, in this division, that's a header. But what about the content? We want to have a content also. So I create another division, and another division should be closed properly, and make sure that they are intended and closed properly. So class is equal to content, and I need one more division for footer. Division class is equal to footer slash division. So we have 4. So we need to add 2 more styles. One for content, one for content, and one for footer. So again, for content, we need, I'll just copy this one because we would be setting the style. So position is absolute, fine. Width is 100. Now height should be calculated. Height should be calculated based on 100%. And from top, it would be 25 px. And let me set the background color as, let's say, green, something like that. I just said green. Now when so you can see that it's for content, and you can see it's not occupying the full space. It is covering a limited space. If we want, we can just test it, and instead of top 25 px, let me choose it to 50 px. You can see the size is increases, and so this can be controlled by using this property. So we have content, background color. If it is want, if it is required, we can set background color. So it's not mandatory, but if it is want, we can do that for content. And whatever box shadow, I'm not requiring the box shadow for this. Top is required. I require display as flex, and align items. Whatever items we are going to add, it would be in center. Justify content center, and instead of this background color, because we will be going to set this background color later on, so I just write flex direction should be column. So this is for the content, and now we want to have a footer. So I just copy this content, paste it in footer. Width is 100%. Height is, I want 50%. Height is 50%. Position is absolute. Bottom from top. We don't want it from top. We want it from bottom, and it should be attached at bottom. So bottom 0px, padding left. So from left side, its padding is, so padding means the space, and box sizing, box sizing is border box. We don't want this display. I don't want this align items and all, because it's not showing any content. It's a footer. So I just write box, and I got a box shadow which we set for header and background color. So I just copy this, and box shadow minus 1px. I just set couple of properties, 6px, 13px, minus 6px, and color is white. So now when we check this, so we have a we have footer and header. So we have header, footer, content, because I removed the color from content. So let me add a background color, so that if I say background color as yellow green. So you can see this is your, this is footer, this is header, and this here here is going to show the content. Now the next thing is we need to add the data component, so that user can select the data component. For the time being, I'm not using this background color yellow green. Will add it. So now KPI should contain one calculation or a measure. So therefore, a data component must be added in the property panel over here. So in order to do that, I click on this sign, and I'm going to add a data component. And to add this data component, I just drag it and drop it over here. So that's a data component. Click properties, and in this data component, minimum. So I'll just set the minimum. And I don't require any dimension, because it's a KPI, and for KPI only measures are required. So I set minimum and maximum one measure. Minimum one measure is required, maximum one measure is required, and we click on done. So this is, so you can see I'm getting an option to add a measure. Now let me go and check whether this component is added there or not. So when I click on save, it is asking me to save a widget. So I say, I just give this name as, I just give this KPI name as, let's say my branded KPI, and widget type, it's a KPI, and I save this. So this KPI will be listed here. Now when I switch to my QlikSense, I just open a, basically I just open an app, and in that app I open a sheet, edit, and within custom objects my KPI is added. Basically that's a widget. So I drag and drop, this widget is added, and we can select data and appearance. So I click on add a measure, and for this I'm using opportunity analytics data set. So either we can click here, or I click on chart fields, and here I have added an opportunity analytics data set where we have a list of jobs available, jobs requirements in industries with their experience and minimum experience or salaries and all. So I'm looking for, I just wanted to display the average salary we would be getting. So I just drag and drop the maximum salary, average of maximum salary, add as a measure, and I find out the average of maximum salary. But as you can see, when I add this, it's not showing anything. So because we need to write a code for displaying the information, that information will not visible, will not available here by default. We need to customize it. We need to write script for that. So I again get back to my widget editor, and to display the content, so to display the content here in display the content, I'm just adding a component in. Let me make it bigger so that we can show the display content. So I just write heading h1, and it's a header h1, and so to display information, I write data dot headers 0 dot q fall back title, and one more heading, because this will show the title, the measure we select, and we need to show value also. So this will show the title, and I would like to show value. What's the value, or the average value is there, means whatever. So instead of header, we wanted to use rows of 0, and measures 0 dot q text. And now when I save it and add a measure, I'm just selecting a field, max salary, and I say average of salary. You can see still it's not showing. So still a lot of customization need to be done because of the color and content color back. Content color need to be changed, and look and feel need to be changed. So data dot row 0 dot measures dot q text, and make sure this should be in proper format. So I just set this in header, and I just save it, and let me test it once again. So I just click on patch app. So this process will take some time because on every step we need to test it and edit, add a measure, or I simple choose a measure from here, W, and maximum salary, average of maximum salary. So appearance need to be changed. So I'll get back to DevHub, and here uh, we are adding to add the additional styling, because we use h1 and h2, and there are no style available for h1 and h2. So for h1 h2 we need to add a style, because when we use h1 h2, I need to have a style for them also, and for them I'm going to add style for header also. So I just write css for h1, and a css for h2. And for h1 I just set font size 50 pt, 50 pt, color white, font style italic, text transform uppercase. So the best part is using DevHub, that you will get help also. You so don't need to write the complete information. Transition, WebKit transition. I set font 0.2 s, and transition font 0.2s. And now let me add the transformation for H2 also. So I copy this and paste it. And I'm going to add font size is 100 pt, color is white, font size italic, uppercase, and I'm using transition for this. So I'm simply using transition for this. Transition font point 0. So we got the style for this. Now we need to make the transformation. Uh, we need to do other things also. So I need to add some styles also. So I add, because I'm not adding footer and all, but now I'm going to add some additional styling. And for additional styling, because I want to change the color at runtime. So for additional styling, basically I want to add a color property. So I again switch to properties, and in this property I select appearance. In appearance we have options here. Let's say checkbox, input fields, drop down list. So from this drop down list I select. So we have certain properties, drop down list, choose. So uh, I just drag and drop header over here. That's a header for setting. As you can see, setting header is coming. And I just change this label to, so because I want to have a color here. So I just say color, click on done. And now I expand this color section, and in this color section I need to add a drop down list. So I add a drop down list here as a placeholder, and in this placeholder I need to add the properties. So as you can see, there is only one property, so I just click on properties and I just set label as color, and we need to add components into it. So I add a value as green and display as green. Add one more blue, blue, and default value I set as green. Reference, it should be reference as color, and as you can see, setting dot color, and click on done. So this is added here. Now we have an option, we can select green and blue. So we have option for selecting the values green and blue. So we have options green and blue. I can select green or I can select blue. Now we need to referencing the color in the HTML. So to reference this color in HTML, we have division class frame, and I just write ng class. So you can look from here, ng class, and the class is settings dot color. Settings dot color. So that's a class. Now we need to bind the widget uh, to display the data. So we already did that. So data dot headers, make sure the spellings are correct. 0 dot q fallback, fallback title, and data dot rows 0 dot measures 0 dot q text. We Let me close it, save it, and green, blue, we are able to select it. And for data we can add a measure. So let me try measure as text applied. Okay, so we need to check this code properly once again. And finally we need to add the styling. So what I'm doing, I already have the code prepared for just for uh, saving time. So I just copy that code and paste it over here. So that's my complete code. And here I have added for footer and header also. So there are two, that's a class for header. And in header, we can go for header logo wrapper also, but it's not mandatory. So I can remove this class right now. We don't want any header logo and footer logo, so I remove this. But in next topic will be, in next session we'll be going to talk about how to add a footer and a header logo. And you see, I have added a footer slogan BISP custom KPI widget. So I added a footer. Now style need to be added. So as you can see, that's I made some changes. I added a division class, footer slogan BISP custom KPI widgets, and that's in a footer widget. And then we have a class header, and that's the content. Now I'm going to add the style sheet, and for style I made couple of changes. And for style, as I told you that I've got a pre-built code, so I just copy paste the code. That's my code. Here I specified the green darker color and lighter color, same with blue darker, and I add I add the style for blue and green. That's a footer logo wrapper, footer slogan frame, and so that's the additional style actually. So we need to add that style additionally along with that. So I just add it additionally. So that's the complete style we have. That's a complete style. So okay. So here it is showing you, it is displaying us the complete style and look and feel. So let me check this one more time and let me look for the complete script, because the responsive header footer we need to add. And in order to do that, uh, we need to add the little bit more uh, style sheets. Image and all, I've just added a header and footer slogan, and I add a custom slogan here, BISP custom widget slogan from my side. And in CSS, I add header, frame, content. So I add a style for each and every widget. Okay, each and every look and feel and all. So it's working perfectly fine. So now let's test it once again. And in order to test it, I need to add a measure. And I've told you that I would be using a salary part, maximum salary. So I say average of maximum salary. And as soon as I add a maximum salary, the look and feel is changed. You can see a footer is coming with BISP custom widget, and the header is coming. That's the same text. Average maximum salary is coming here. This label can be changed. I can say average salary, and that's the average salary. So number formatting is pretty much big, so I can just cut short in small. And this I can basically I can remove couple of things, and the number formatting can be changed if it is required, or we can just skip with the we can go with the default one, or we have custom also, decimal separators, format pattern. And so it depends what format you want to choose. And for money, and I scroll down, let's try to change the appearance. So I select green color. You can see I'm able to select the colors also. So when I select green color, the color is changing blue color. So it's a custom KPI widgets which I have added. And in journal we can add the title. So I can say opportunity analytics salary, or you can say average maximum salary. So we got a title, subtitle, and so on. So once it is done successfully and we tested it successfully, I'll just save it. And now we are going to test it on our app. So I click on QlikSense app, and I'm going to start this app now. And in order to start this, I click on my sheet, edit this, and let me delete it and add it once again. So that we can have the changes. We are adding it's looking for a measure, and I look for the opportunity analytics data. So this opportunity analytics data I have added in my QlikSense. So let me show you the data set. That's the job analytics new, and we have got a list of we have got a data for bunch of technologies for like Tableau, Spotfire, and ClickView. So for this case, I'm using only for Tableau, and this is the data which we have extracted from the various job portals. And basically, we are analyzing this data to provide the more accurate information to our clients, to our candidates, those who are going to attend training with us. So we just wanted to update them that if they are going for this particular technology, or which technology is better, in which technology they would be getting better job trend. So I'm going to look for Tableau, and for Tableau, I'll extract the maximum salary, and I say average of maximum salary. And as you can see, this information is coming here. And as I've shown you just now, that we can set the average salary, and title, we can add a title from here also, opportunity analytics average salary, something like it depends. OPPOR analytics. Okay, fine. And for appearance, I can change the color, green, blue, we can change it. Let's done it. And we'll see whether it is possible to make some changes, because here I didn't provide any information for customization. So I say show details, and here we have option for information, and the properties is different, so we are not able to change the properties actually, because it's a custom widget and it is logged. So this is how we add a custom widget, a custom KPI widget. We created our own custom KPI widget in through DevHub, and added on our dashboard, on added on our QlikSense sheet, or we can add same on our dashboards also, on QlikSense dashboard. So that's all in this video. I hope you like this video, and this gives you a meaningful update about it. If you have some queries, you can get back to us on, you can write to us, you can through comments, or you can visit our website BISP Solutions or bisptrainings.com. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.